Hi, before this video starts, I just wanted to say that as I was filming my reading vlog, I have seen like an announcement of a Shadowhunter read-along for 2022 hosted by With Love Lisa, Darian Reads, and Kasey can read. And I decided to join this read-along because I think it will be interesting to read the books and discuss it with a lot of people. And I'm going to put the link of their channels down below as well as their announcement videos so that you will know as to what read along I'm joining and maybe you are interested in joining the read along as well. So without further ado, let's start this video.
Mayong adlaw mga amigo, my name is Moon. If you're new to my channel, and as you can see from the title of the video, this is my very first time in reading City of Bones. So the Shadowhunter world is not entirely new to me. I have heard about this world a lot in the book community, most especially in booktube and book talk, and I actually heard a lot of bad things about the series, in which that is actually my basis as to how I formed my opinions in the series, which is honestly unfair considering that I have yet to read a book from this series. Actually, I have to tell you, one of my desires and resolutions for this year is to actually read more books with less critical thinking, because I find myself not enjoying reading anymore considering that I'm very critical, which is not entirely a bad thing, of course, but I wanted to love reading more once more. As what I have mentioned, I'm going to read all of the books in the series, and I'm going to start with TMI, and I'm going to follow with TID, and I'm going to read TDA. So as I was filming this video, I actually already read about 17% of the book, and I must say this book is very early 2010s YA. Like, Clary and Jace's personality are just these typical main leads in like all of the young adult books back in 2010. I mean, you get what I mean. Also, in my personal opinion, the writing style of the book lacks depth and description. I actually find it difficult to invoke imagery in some parts of the book, but honestly, it is still like the very early parts of the book, and maybe I'm just being like unfair. There is also some lines in the first part of the book in which I find to be really fascinating, and one of those is that when Clary said that
she had never known anyone who carried a handkerchief before, which is
kind of fascinating and funny at the same time, I should say. And also,
when Jace threw nuts when Hodge wanted to push him out while he talked to Clary,
boy, you're coming up too strong. I mean, you just met the girl and you're like that. But anyway, maybe I'm just judging a little bit too early, and I do hope that I'm going to enjoy reading the next parts of the book. So now I'm within 30% of the book, and so far right now I'm enjoying it.
I think it's because I have moved past like the slowness of the book and the information stuff of the book, because there are a lot of information considering that it's fantasy. However, I should say that it is still yet in my mind a 2010s book, most especially that I can see lines like
I am not other guys.
from Jace, and I can also sense that Clary is not like other girls, and also I can see that Clary is hating Isabel for being beautiful, which is kind of normal in early 2010s YA, because I don't know, back during that time it is quite normal for like girl on girl hate to have in literature and in media.
Read some more and play some Stardew Valley and just go to bed.
So now I'm within the 50% part of the City of Bones, and I must say, right now I find the book to be really interesting. The lore of the series as a whole is fantastic and complex. And I must say that I really, really love complex lores. That's the main reason why I fell in love with Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, and Hunger Games in the first place. And also the Bone Witch. Just like if the lore is complex in a certain franchise, I would love it instantly. And I think I will love City of Bones, as crazy as it sounds. I mean, I could not imagine saying this like a few years ago, because I just have this unfair hatred and judgment for the series without even reading it, and right now I'm really ashamed. I think my only problem with the book is, again, the characters. They are very typical young adult, and I really don't like how Clary hates Isabel just because she looks very attractive. And also, I don't really like the part in which she seems really jealous when Simon likes Isabel. I mean, if you really think of the guy as only a friend, why are you sending mixed signals? I mean, in my opinion, what she was doing is just sending mixed signals to Simon, or maybe she's just being overprotective. I don't know. What I do know is that if I have read this back when it was published, probably around early 2000s, in which I am still in my teen years, I know I would have loved it so much. Like, I am missing out a lot. Like, to be honest, I'm just discovering it now. Hello, a bit of a fast forward, but I'm currently in the 70%-ish of City of Bones, and I have a lot to say. So first off, I am greatly enjoying the plot of the book. I think it's very interesting. First off, I think one of the things you should know about me is that I am a Roman Catholic, and I grew up in a very Catholic family. So the things mentioned in the book seems very interesting to me. Granted, it is not all similar, like there are some parts which are similar, but even though that not all the parts are quite similar as to what I've learned in my religion, I really enjoy the details which were added in like the lore of the Shadowhunter world, and currently I'm seeing as to why this series is very popular. Also, I should say that again, Clary and Jace are very typical YA characters, and even though it's like that, I greatly enjoy that. I think the most interesting part of the book is when there are vampires and werewolves, because I really enjoyed as to how they were portrayed in the book. It was quite similar to like the tales which I have heard during my childhood and all of that stuff. Also, I thought like the characters will not be compelling for me because I have heard like really bad things about the characters in like the book community. However, I greatly enjoy that. Although Jace is a bit of an asshole, but I think if I had read him when I was like 16, I would have loved the character so much. Also, I think my only take about this part, like this part of the book which I have read, is there is like a wrong passage here. Like also one of the things you should know about me is that I am an avid fan of like the Skywalker saga. I have watched all of the episodes. Like when Simon said that
Okay, I expect like Leia saying I know to like Han when he said I love you.
that is very wrong, because in the movies in the Skywalker saga it was actually Han who said I know when Leia said I love you. So that is very wrong, and I feel attacked by that. And yeah, it's really strange that Cassandra Clare and the editor did not look it up, because for me that is one of like the important lines in the Skywalker saga, because it established the relationship between Han and Leia. Anyway, like that is just a little bit tidbit inside the book. Like it is not really that essential to the plot, but I'm still a little bit pissed by that. However, overall, I am greatly enjoying this, much to my surprise, and I can't wait to finish the book. Also, I forgot to mention, but I have actually watched the Mortal Instruments movie like a few years ago, and I am a little bit mad that they did not continue that when I watched the movie, and now I kind of understand, because the movie is not at all like there are some parts which are similar, but honestly, majority of the movie is not quite similar to the book at all, and yes.
So, hi, hello. So, I finished City of Bones and I'm surprised as to how much I like it. The world building is solid and the lore is incredibly fascinating. Like, I really enjoy the lore. There is a reason as to why I love Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, and Star Wars. It's because of the lore, and I am incredibly fascinated with the lore presented in the Shadowhunter world. I think it is very refreshing. So yeah, you can say that I greatly enjoy that. To be honest, despite the icky factors, I find the reasoning of Valentine in saying that Clary and Jace are siblings utter genius, because in what better way to cause chaos but to make their enemies question their moral standing and beliefs, to make them feel bad about something to the point that they will feel mental and emotional anguish. Like Valentine is such an interesting villain, and I want to read more of him. I also want to talk about Luke. Luke is a hottie, and I think I have a crush on him. Quite a swoon-worthy character, like just the fact that he raised Clary with all his heart and given love to her. Like, such a great father figure, and I'm excited to read more about him, and I'm pretty scared because maybe he will die in the future, because I heard that that's how like Cassie Clare's book goes. Like it's really scary. So overall, I rated this book 4 stars because although I enjoyed it, I need to say that the writing style needs more development. There are some parts in which it is kind of choppy, but I have read that Cassie Clare's writing style will develop as this series progresses, so cross fingers. And also, I rate this book 4 stars because I am quite uncomfy by the fact that the characters were said to be 15, but when I read them in this book, they feel like adults. So, yeah, that's my take for this book. And yeah, that's it for this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have opinions, please comment down below and let's discuss. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
träffat hakten alla. Fullfest hela dagen. Mjöl från livets grott.